Right. So, would you like to come on a journey with me, Corrigan? Would you like to come on a little journey with me, a little journey with Mark? What do you think?
Yeah, those are always interesting.
What about you, listeners? What about you, folks? You ready to come on a little
You
journey
on
with
board?
Mark?
Hop on the Mark train.
All right. So we're starting in Pennsylvania, right? An area which I'm sure you know well. Pennsylvania, PA, yeah.
Good old PA.
Good old PA. In 2009, I'm going to talk to you about a lady by the name of Kelly Ann Waltz.
All right.
Now, Kelly Ann, a big animal enthusiast. Okay. Big animal girl, Kelly. And on this particular day in 2009, she was going out to a yard just to clean out the cage of her pet Teddy. Okay.
Just going Teddy.
Out. Yeah, Teddy. The pet's name was Teddy, and she'd had Teddy for years, right? She had Teddy for 9 years. She had reared Teddy from a newborn, and she has a routine, right? This is Kelly Ann's routine. Normally, when she's cleaning Teddy's cage, what she does is she opens the cage, right? She's got quite a lot of land, right? So imagine kind of big open space here, lots of other animals, but she opens Teddy's cage. She scoops up a little shovel of food and throws it to the one side of the cage to distract Teddy. Okay. So Teddy goes over to the food. It leaves Kelly Ann alone so she can clean the cage while Teddy was distracted. Now, despite having him for 9 years, today was Teddy's day, right?
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Teddy, what did you do?
Teddy, the chum trick didn't fucking do it today, because Teddy turned from his food, pounced on Kelly, and mauled her to death. For you see, Teddy was a fully grown 350-pound black bear.
I knew it when you said Teddy. I was like, please tell me it's not a bear. Is she raising a bear? Oh no,
raising a fully grown 350-pound black bear. Now,
Kelly, come on.
Kelly screams were heard by her neighbor's children. Who watched the entire thing.
Oh no.
Saw the whole fucking saga unfold. Alerted her neighbor Scott Castoni. Obviously, Scott turns up locked and loaded.
Like
Teddy notices with a gun.
With a
gun. And lucky he did, because Teddy left his cage and came straight for Scott, who was forced to shoot the poor fucker dead.
Wow. This is Pennsylvania?
This is Pennsylvania, 2009.
This is a very Florida sounding story.
Well, okay. Why don't we go to Texas next?
Oh boy. Okay.
Why don't we go to Texas in 2010, where a guy by the name of Gerald Rushton, a 67-year-old gentleman by the name of Gerald Rushton, unfortunately, in very similar circumstances to Kelly Ann, was found dead by his granddaughter after entering his pet's cage to feed it. Now, just like Kelly Ann, he'd raised this animal since it was tiny. His granddaughter found him badly gored in the chest, the stomach, the back. He'd been badly trampled. He was fucked, basically. His body was a complete mess. You see, it was mating season, and his pet, a 500-pound European red stag.
Stag? What's a stag?
A deer, mate.
Okay.
A red fucking stag deer. Had trampled and gored the poor son of a bitch to death because it was mating season. Now, deer, believe it or not, are completely illegal to keep in Texas.
That feels reasonable.
Sensible.
Like who? Yeah, it's not even like a thing I've heard of people keeping.
This wasn't Gerald's first rodeo either. He'd run afoul of the police some years previously for attempting to keep deer as pets. He just wouldn't let it lie. He wouldn't let it lie. And this time, it was to his death.
Why?
Obviously,
why would you want to keep deer?
Well, ask Gerald. Oh, you can't.
Oh,
because
right.
he's
Yeah.
completely fucked in the guts by this deer in the middle of rutting season, you know?
Oh,
obviously, the deer was shot to death by police as they attempted to reach Gerald's corpse.
Jeez.
Anyway.
I will say, though, at least, I mean, I don't know about that particular kind of deer, but at least we're actually encouraged to kill deer here because they are wildly invasive and are like a giant problem here. And all they do is like cause car accidents and things like that. So here they're like, people need to start like hunting them and eating them because
you are encouraged to kill
deer. Yeah.
Wowee.
Yeah, because they're a huge problem.
Huh? Are there incentives? Do you get like?
No, I mean, I don't think that there's like a program
money,
for
like
it per se. Yeah, a bounty on deer. No, I don't think it's like that, but it's more of a like, you know, if you're a hunter and things like that, hey, can you take out these deer because they are, yeah, there's just, they don't have any like predators or anything like that. They are the only thing around, you know, so they're everywhere, and they're like, yeah, they cause tons and tons of accidents every year and are just all up in everybody's business, and they carry ticks and spread disease. And so, well, you know,
someone should have told Gerald.
Yeah, right.
Anyway, listen, further afield now, let's go to Johannesburg, shall we?
Oh, let's.
Yes. Joburg, 2011. Let me tell you the tale of an ex-military guy, an ex-army major, turned farmer, a guy by the name of Marius Els.
That is an extremely South African name.
Yes, it is. It is Marius Els. Now, Marius, again, a massive animal enthusiast, huge tract of land. The guy was a big landowner, quite wealthy, and Marius was someone who had a very deep, very emotional bond with his animals. Now, one particular animal who he'd owned for 5 years, this particular animal was rescued from a nearby river and adopted by Marius. Marius's wife was very concerned about his relationship with this animal, right? But Marius was something of a showman. He'd been photographed by local press riding on the back of his pet, Humphrey, this pet that we're talking about here. And to quote Marius, the hubris here, to quote Marius, Humphrey's like a son to me. He's just like a human. There's a relationship between me and Humphrey, and that's what some people just don't understand.
All right, can I guess what Humphrey is?
Please do.
Okay. Well, my first thought is like which one do they have in Africa? Crocodile or alligator? Like,
not crocodile. No, he's not an alligator.
Okay, or a hippo. That's my other guess.
Well, what if I told you that Marius's badly fucking savaged, mauled and crushed body was discovered, ironically, in the same river that Humphrey had been rescued from 5 years previously? For you see, Humphrey was a 1.2 ton fucking hippo.
Yeah. Man.
That Marius believed he domesticated on his farm.
Oh my God.
In Free State Province, Joburg. Is there a lesson here? I don't know.
Like, when I was in South Africa, we went to some place where we like petted lions. Is it petted or pet?
I pet a lion. I petted a lion.
Both sound wrong.
Yeah, no, they both sound okay. I think you can
or
do
both sound right. So I petted maybe a lion and cheetahs and stuff like that there.
They're pretty doped up to fuck though, were they?
Well, no, here's the thing, they weren't. And then like a couple months after we left, one of the cheetahs that I petted mauled someone. Yeah, straight up like scalped a lady shortly thereafter. Shit. And it's like, even in places that are ostensibly professional, this stuff happens because they're wild animals, and we like probably
because they're wild fucking animals.
Like, we just probably shouldn't, no matter how loving they are, and like, oh, I can put my like head inside its teeth and it won't do anything, and you're like, okay, until the day it does though.
Yeah, you only get one fucking, you know.
Yeah, that goes wrong once and you're
the
done.
The bear only has to be lucky once, you know.
Yeah. Right.
Anyway, the journey isn't done. Come with me if you would to Mitchell, Australia. Hey.
Oh, there we go. The Florida
doing,
of Oceania.
Doing. Yep. Australia, Mitchell, Australia, 2007. a lady called Pam Waver. Now Pam, again, such a fucking animal enthusiast, a love of exotic pets. Pam owned a huge property full of cattle, goats, other livestock, and she was given a gift of a very special pet for her 60th birthday. Okay.
Oh God.
Now, the alarm bells should have gone off when, not long after taking ownership of this particular animal, it nearly fucking suffocated one of her goats to death by trying to mate with it.
Ooh, oh no.
Yeah. But the inevitable tragedy struck when Pam's pet, a 10-month-old, 330-pound male camel.
Camel?
Yeah. Knocked Pam to the ground, lay atop her, and performed what onlookers describe as mating behavior.
Oh no. No.
Yes. Pam
You got screwed to death by a camel.
was smothered to death from being violently shagged by a camel.
No. Oh no.
What a way to go. What a fucking way to die. Dear listener, imagine for me, if you will, Pam's last moments.
Oh no. Oh, Pam.
No.
And this was her family's fault. Unless maybe she asked for a camel. I don't know. That maybe that was like, oh, my whole life I've wanted a camel, and that's why. But otherwise, like, you gave her a camel unbidden. What were you doing? Although also camels are generally domesticated. So at least that's not like, I mean, I don't know where they got this camel from, but the idea of domesticating a camel it's not like a bear.
I mean, the upshot is the same. Both Pam and Kellyanne both died one way or the other, you know? So it kind of is like a bear.
I guess that's true. In the sense that it murdered a middle-aged lady.
Loved her to death.
Oh, good Lord.
Yes, sir. Okay, one more stop on our journey, eh? One more stop. You might...
I can't even imagine how you're going to escalate this further.
Oh, well, allow me to answer. Because finally we're going to Delaware.
Okay.
Back to the US. We've gone around the globe and we're back to Delaware and to a lad called Ronald Huff. Okay. Once again, just like our other poor unfortunates, Ronald was a 42-year-old exotic animal enthusiast, and Ronald, in his apartment, kept, raised, fed, and played with monitor lizards.
Okay, that's
okay. Monitor lizards.
I guess that's not a pet.
Well, these are sharp-toothed, meat-eating bastards. Okay.
Yeah, they're the big guys, right? Like
they are fucking long-ass.
Yeah.
Mouths riddled with bacteria, really sharp teeth. Ronald would allow these lizards to roam free in his apartment across the floor. He would raise Madagascan cockroaches, big ass fucking cockroaches, which he would throw to them on the floor. He would throw pieces of raw chicken to them on the floor and allow them to just eat at his feet. Okay.
Gross. Ugh.
I know. Fucking these rancid mouthed, bacteria ridden. They don't, when they bite you, they poison you to death with germs. They infect you to death. Yeah.
Yep.
Now, according to his neighbor Jeff, Ronald got bit by one of these lizards a week or so before going missing for a few days.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, his family rang the police, concerned when he didn't show up to work.
Right.
And when the police entered his flat, they found Ronald propped up against the door in the middle of being eaten by his monitor lizards.
Oh.
Yeah. His neighbor Jeff, who saw the scene, he saw the body after the police failed to cover it properly at the crime scene. And I'm quoting I'm quoting directly from his neighbor, Jeff, okay?
Okay.
It was horrific. The blood had just turned black. It looked like fake blood. His cheeks had been eaten off, and his molars were where his ears should be.
Oh, jeez.
The lizards had eaten his face, eaten his hands. It had actually eaten into his abdomen and eaten some of his internal organs.
Holy shit.
When the police broke his door down, he was in the middle of being a feast for the monitor lizards that he had kept and played with and fed from his hand.
Bro. So did he die from like sepsis or something from the wound? And then they were like, nobody's feeding us.
Autopsy made it impossible to fucking tell.
Yeah, right. Because everything that would have been evidence was eaten, like eating his organs, all that kind of stuff.
But the timeline by his neighbor Jeff, who said he'd been nursing a bite from one of his lizards and then a week later goes missing.
Oh my God.
Let me just try and connect the dots here. Is there...
Can we learn anything from this?
There's something. I'm gonna have to study this a little bit closer to see if there's maybe a message.
Yeah, circle back. Let me know if if you get anything from this.
It's kind of like one of those magic eye pictures.
We should ask Eileen.
She would.
She could probably tell us.
Can we draw something from this? I don't know. Bears ate the lady. Camel fucked Pam to death. The hippo. I don't know. Readers, draw your own conclusion.
Right here. Old McDonald's farm is wild.
Yeah.